It's an NBA fan's dream to see their idols go up against each other, especially if they're known as the GOATs. Imagine if Michael Jordan and LeBron James went up against each other. It would just be epic. Jordan even talked about what would happen if they had played one-on-one a few years ago. He thinks LeBron would have been toast. Let's get into this and look at who's the real greatest of all time in the NBA. First up, what did Jordan say? As we mentioned, many NBA fans have dreamed about seeing Michael Jordan play against LeBron James, even if it's just for fun. These two legends are, after all, widely regarded as the greatest players of all time. This automatically means that comparisons and hypothetical scenarios start happening whenever they are mentioned. It's insane to think about how Jordan and LeBron used to play pickup basketball together and dominated the competition. What's even more insane though is that there is no footage of these matches. That is honestly a tragedy, and we can only dream about how they were a magical duo together. Fans still fantasize about these two going up against each other on the court, and one of them once responded to a question about how a game between them would have gone. Their rivalry is fierce, and both of them believe they are not the losers. Michael Jordan said confidently that he could beat LeBron James one-on-one in his prime. Back in 2015, during his 20th annual basketball camp, Michael Jordan Flight School in Santa Barbara, MJ was asked several questions, including who would win if he ever faced LeBron James in his prime. Jordan tried to avoid answering the question at first, but eventually decided to break his silence and respond candidly. Now, more about what Jordan said. Firstly, he asked everyone why they keep asking him that question. He even said that he knows this is the ESPN question and it will be all over ESPN. For once and for all though, MJ answered the question by saying that if he was in his prime, he'd beat LeBron easily during a 1v1 game. He said that there would be no question about it, but he also added that LeBron would say the same thing. His response was followed by the crowd erupting in cheers, and you can just see how confidently MJ was while he responded. You can clearly see that he doesn't doubt that he can defeat LeBron easily. If he was the 87-91 Jordan, the one who won everything in sight, from MVPs, titles, Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA, first team selections, All-Star appearances, All-Star MVPs, steals titles, and others, he'd defeat LeBron easily. Now, who is really the GOAT? The Last Dance, an ESPN documentary series, showed a younger generation of NBA fans that Michael Jordan is much more than a guy who sells retro sneakers. Those who witnessed Jordan's greatness during these two three-peats with the Bulls reinforced their belief that he is the greatest player to ever play the game. Of course, a current superstar has complicated the GOAT or greatest of all time debate. There is a case to be made for putting LeBron James ahead of Jordan, and James's case only strengthened after leading the Lakers past the Heat in the 2020 NBA Finals. If you're ready to debate MJ versus LeBron, the Sporting News' Bill Bender has a helpful guide with the most important talking points. But we're simply here to provide the facts you need to justify your choice. Don't be the person who yells 6 rings without having a backup plan. First up, let's look at how they do in one-on-one duels. Other than the fact that both of them are referred to as the GOATs of the game, Michael Jordan and LeBron James both followed very similar paths. Even at age 37, they are, and were in the case of MJ, great on the court and have had a lot of success, at least individually. They are two of the best players in NBA Finals history, though Jordan's record is far superior to James's. Nobody could beat his airness in one-on-one duels, and not even Kobe Bryant could beat him in his game. Jordan was a master of one-on-one battles, and as he put it would have been extremely difficult for LeBron to beat him in his prime. Even Scottie Pippen believes that MJ would have easily gotten past James if they had fought. Next, a closer look at their stats. To determine who the greatest basketball player is, we must first define what it means to be the greatest. While everyone has their own definition of what it means to be the greatest, I believe that being the greatest means winning and accomplishing the most. Many people confuse being the best with being the best. Being the best requires pure skill and talent in the game, whereas being the greatest requires winning and accomplishing the most. That's basically the entire point of the game. We need to look at some career statistics to figure out who did the most in their career. Jordan averages more points, but James averages more rebounds and assists. While both players are known for their tough wing defense, Jordan has 3 times led the league in steals. James has yet to set a record for steals. Coming up, let's let's look at who has won more games. LeBron James has won 65.4% of the 1,371 regular season games he has played. He has an 899 to 472 career record. Michael Jordan, on the other hand, has won 65.9% of his games. He has 1,072 games under his belt and a career record of 706 to 366. Even though Michael Jordan has a higher win percentage, LeBron James has won more games. It's up to you to decide what you think matters more. When it comes to scoring, James holds a clear advantage in terms of longevity. The gap in total numbers will keep on getting bigger as long as James stays healthy, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down at age 37. When you compare Jordan's 30.1 points to LeBron's 27.1, MJ's 6.2 rebounds to James's 7.5, along with the fact that their assists are at 5.3 and 7.3 respectively, you start to understand why both of them deserve the title of the GOAT and why it is so highly debated. Next, let's look at Jordan and James's regular and advanced season stats. When it comes to advanced statistics, it all boils down to which category you select. James wins VORP and win shares, but Jordan wins PER and box plus minus. Jordan's player efficiency rating is 27.9, while James's is not too far behind, standing at 27.3. When it comes to value over replacement though, MJ is at 116.1, very much behind LeBron's 143.5. The difference between the two categories is honestly staggering. Now, for Michael Jordan and LeBron James playoff stats. Jordan and James's playoff statistics mirror their regular season numbers. Despite James's increased usage and efficiency from beyond the arc throughout his career, it's worth noting that he shoots about the same percentage from three-point range as Jordan. Oh, and the lazy narrative that James shrinks in big games, his postseason numbers are frequently more impressive than his regular season numbers. That's not a good way to argue with him. Per game, Jordan scores 33.4 points in this category, while LeBron has 28.7. The former's rebounds stand at 6.4 per game, while the latter at 9.0. Once again, the difference is big. Moving on, let's look at their awards for professional achievement. A lot of people think that the best way to compare these two players' careers is to look at their accolades and achievements and compare them. And now for the big one. Jordan supporters have championships in their pockets. MJ went a perfect 6-0 in the NBA Finals, never needing a Game 7 to win. James has a 4-6 record in 10 NBA Final appearances, but he also dominated the Eastern Conference with the Cavaliers and Heat for nearly a decade. Michael Jordan has 6 championships compared to LeBron's 4. Jordan has 6 Finals MVPs to LeBron's 4. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1. Michael Jordan has 5 MVPs to LeBron's 4. He even has more Finals MVPs than LeBron, which kind of makes everything crystal clear. To top it all off, Michael Jordan is the only one of the two to have been named Defensive Player of the Year, winning it in 1988. Seems pretty black and white when you look at it from this lens. But wait, there's another argument to be made here. You could also argue that LeBron James outperforms Michael Jordan in most statistical categories, but LeBron James has the advantage of having played 4 more NBA seasons. When their career averages are compared, Michael Jordan has 3 more points per game and 1 more steal per game, but 1 less assist per game and 2 fewer rebounds per game, and both have the same number of blocks per game. They have nearly identical career averages, but LeBron James has played 4 more NBA seasons. Despite this, Michael Jordan holds his own and outperforms James in some categories. Finally, who's worth more? Even though money doesn't make you a great player, both LeBron and Michael have managed to use their excellent skills on the court to become the first NBA billionaires, and nobody can take that away from them. LeBron James has added a new title to his resume, billionaire, in 2022. In a report published by Forbes, the Los Angeles Lakers star's net worth stands at $1 billion. What made this all the more special is that he became the first active NBA player to achieve the honor. Michael Jordan, whose net worth with Forbes estimates at $1.7 billion, did not become a billionaire until 11 years after retiring. According to Forbes, James earned $121.2 million last year, second only to Lionel Messi's $130 million. Michael Jordan earned the title 11 years after retiring when his ownership of the Charlotte Hornets increased to 89.5% in 2014. According to Forbes, while James has earned more than $385 million in pre-tax max salary during his 19-year NBA career, he has amassed the majority of his wealth off the court through some savvy business moves in recent years. These investments only helped him in increasing his net worth to the estimated $1 billion mark, which he only recently passed. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think makes a GOAT? His skills on the court only, or everything else as well? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.